How was your experience here, Andre? This entire experience of coming to Poland in Katowice for this educational summit, how was it?
I think it's very special for me. I'm the chess president of Switzerland and also chair of the Social Commission. And I had the opportunity to be in Lausanne at the executive course for Lucas, who is organizing the whole event. And very shortly before the start of this event, he asked me to come. And I went to Krakow to see the city. Then I saw a coal mine, and afterwards I came here to see the games. Especially important was to make the first move at Ivanchuk's board.
Was this yesterday?
Yesterday, yes. And then today the conference. And I know from my social chess year 2025 that now it's the year of education, of the Educational Commission. And I think it was a very important conference to show the world, after the social aspect of chess, the educational one. And it has been organized very, very professionally. I was welcomed very nice. And of course, I had so many networking contacts. It's a wonderful experience.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about your role as the chair of FIDE's Social Commission.
Yes.
This is something very important in the world of chess. We talk about chess being a sport, but it's also a very powerful social tool. Mm-hmm. How do you look at this role of yours, and what is the impact that FIDE has made in this social dimension? If you could share with our viewers.
So the chess is usually seen as competition.
Yes.
But if you see it beyond that, you will realize that chess has an impact on society. We have with chess benefits in the cognitive, emotional, social and therapeutic dimension of everyone, but especially for social groups. And I'm leading this commission with a great number of people who are very dedicated, not only in the commission, but I see also groundwork everywhere in the world, especially also in India, of course. And for me, it was a decision to say this position is such an immense position at my age. I said, well, I do it. I didn't know how to do it, but I have very performant project leaders. So you have Anastasia Sorokina with autism, you have Michael Kornman with the prisoners in Chess for Freedom, and I have also other colleagues who are very performant in these social areas. And I think we got the sentence from Arkady Dvorkovich that he said, chess is not only competition, but it's also a tool for social development. And I think this was like the most important moment at the end of the social chess year. I have also to say that Dana Reitsnitz is traveling very much in the world and is pushing all these social projects. My project leaders are traveling, myself as well. And I feel that the awareness of social chess has risen last year. And we go on now with masterclasses. So we had a first masterclasses with filming, a next one funding, and then we will have an experience of a social chess activist in India, and we will have others coming. And it's for us important to have this flow going on. We had last year this storytelling contest, and we had so many wonderful films. For example, in Kyrgyzstan, a family who is affected by a child very dependent on the family who has a success in chess. In Mongolia, I was talking to a whole group of women prisoners who said that chess was like the halt in their life. I have also seen the film where you had been, and I was just amazed.
The one that won it was the surgery one, yes?
Yes, exactly.
The one with where an international master who is also a brain surgeon does the surgery while the patient is playing chess.
Yes, Cristobal from Cordoba.
That's an insane story.
I had also seen one of your participation in a film, and I would have liked to give 56 winning trophies, but I think more important than a trophy in this sense is that we will broadcast all these films, and every film has something special. So Lagos in the center of the city, you have Kyrgyzstan, you have New Zealand, which was also got a prize. It's a young man who has an autistic disorder who got a chess trainer. Wow. So every film has something very special, and I think we should go on with social, but today we discussed also business, because we see that chess has a lot of mental models who could be very valuable for leadership. And I will have talks with the companies, but also with FIDE. Perhaps we can develop something like an MBA course somewhere in the business executive training world. But chess has to give something not only to society but to the economy, and of course our competitive colleagues in the chess community.
Brilliant. And what background do you come from in your professional life as well as in the chess journey? If you can share that, which I feel somehow you have this lot of sensitivity towards things. Mm-hmm. You are very sensitive, and that makes you a perfect person to head the social commission. Mm-hmm. But what's your background like? Where did this come from?
So when I was a junior, I started to play chess because we had sent a solution of a chess problem to a newspaper, my mom and I. And this was not completely correct, but I got a very nice letter. Andre, come to the junior group in a club. I joined, and after 3 months I got the huge opportunity to play Korchnoi. He had just deflected from Russia, from the Soviet Union, was coming from Amsterdam to Basel, and there he gave a simul, and he had a policeman around him because he was afraid of being caught. I don't know. And this was my start with chess. And then studies, family, business. I had no time anymore. But suddenly...
What did you do in your professional life?
In my profession, I was HR manager, and then around 25 years I have been a headhunter on my own. So I was looking for CEOs, CFOs for companies, and that was a very interesting moment.
So you would conduct the interviews based on what a company needs and try to find the right people for them.
But I was also approaching them, so we were looking who could be a candidate. For example, if I would have looked for a streamer in Switzerland, I would have you on the list, and then I would have approached you, interviewed you, made a report, sent to my client, and that was my job, and I liked it very much. But in a crazy moment, we decided to make a world record in my town.
Chess related?
Yeah, the biggest chess lesson in Muttens in Switzerland. And we did it. It was a Guinness World Record.
How long was it?
It was 1 hour, and it was 1,540 people, pupils, all coming in from my city. And then someone asked me from the federation if I would like to take over the junior organization. I did it. And shortly after, just weeks before COVID, the president said, look, I have 6 years to go. Afterwards, I have the Swiss Federation has to make a change. And he asked me to be the president. And I then said, okay, and we got through the the whole Corona crisis together, and I was then ready to take over the federation because I had seen everything, finance, marketing, tournaments, etc. And afterwards, there was also a funny moment. I asked Dana Reitznietz that we could also do a world record at FIDE 100. And she said, okay, come to Munich to talk about. And in this moment, she asked me to be also chair of the social commission. So I had 2 more jobs on my agenda. And being in the social commission means that I had to, or I was allowed, or I had the dream to visit, for example, Kakuma, the refugee camp in Kenya, who has also very good people from the chess world. For example, Bernard Venjala, from the president of Kenya Chess. And then I visited 10 prisons since then. Played with the prisoners, discussed how we can improve the program. I was also in Pune, for example, in an autistic school that was very touchy. And I was amazed on how this lady is developing this school. So I have seen a lot now in this area, and I hope that the world is growing. And I'm always, of course, fascinated to come to India because it's the 4th time I have been in January.
Brilliant.
I'm always welcomed very nicely from India Oil and all their people around. And I see that India is doing a lot for chess, is very successful with chess, and I'm sure they are not yet finished. They have a lot to say in this sport.
Andre, it's an absolute pleasure speaking with you. You know, I could go on. We have to also cover about Sri Kumar Rao, a person whom we both know.
Yes.
But I can also see that your cab is waiting for you to go to the airport. So we'll have to finish this conversation next time. But thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you very much. All the best to ChessBase India.
Thank you.
Thank you.